Do you think that that your prophet's penis was about the average size of an Arab's penis?
This is a waste of time. There's no
this
point
is
of
not a
discussion.
waste of time. This is necessary.
It just shows his character. I think it's good.
Argument.
It shows his character.
This is necessary to the conditionals of my argument.
Shows how much he's crying. He doesn't have a discussion time and can actually engage with the topic.
Question pertinent to the debate. I'm asking him. Can you answer my question, please? Yeah, so I've tried to keep the opening statement somewhat concise. That way I'm not gish-galloping all over the place, and that way my opponent can take a single point at a time. I think that that's the fair way to do things. I also have a visual demonstration here. In regards to the idea of child brides and prepubescent sex of children, my opponent has stated, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'm not saying that these are his exact words, sex with a child is okay in a marriage context as long as it doesn't physically or psychologically damage the child. Though he didn't use the specific word child, I'm inserting this word because I think that under the criteria he presented, it would qualify as a child.
Okay, so you heard him off the bat, right, OJ? So
yep.
As long as it doesn't physically hurt or mentally damage the child, then I guess
they'll always mentally damage the child.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. That's the argument that you have to present. So I think Andrew was going to go into here with that angle. However, the debate never happened, unfortunately.
Though I don't think he owned the position, opting instead to make claims the semantics were incorrect, I'm ready to defend those semantics. I have a clip here for proof that this is indeed what my opponent has said on this topic, which I'm happy to send over as soon as the opening is done. To give you an overview of the absurdity of this position, Muslim Lantern and God Logic were attempting to argue the position of sex with 9-year-olds. In this case, because God Logic had brought up Aisha. I am confident that God Logic considers Muhammad to be pedophilic. I am confident that this is true. I'm not sure what age Muslim Lantern actually believes Aisha to be. However, most scholars I've read in classical sources place her at about 9 years old. It wouldn't really matter, though, if Muslim Lantern does or does not believe Aisha's age. Is this? He does not need to stand by the idea that he believes that. All I need is that he's on record saying that he believes the age of consent itself is just based around puberty, with no real clarification there as to what that means, and we'll dive into that. But let us begin with some visual examples of what this has to mean. A prepubescent vaginal depth, which I'm going to represent here with this socket. It's about 2 inches, just so you understand. This is the average depth of the vagina in a prepubescent girl and girls in early puberty, which really doesn't stop until you reach the end of puberty, where it ends up being somewhere around 4.5 to 5.5 inches. I have the medical documentation to prove this. The average Arab's penis is about 5.5 inches. I'm going to represent that here. Again, we're just
fucking pulls out a fucking fucking pulls out a fucking measuring tape, bro. That shit's what killed me, man. I was like, this motherfucker literally pulled out a measuring tape to give a visual example of the penis compared to the depth of a pre-puberty girl. And that is a lot of that's a big difference. That's a really big difference there. 5.5 inches, the average penis size of the Muslim man, and 2 inches of room in there to do that. Yeah, dude, fucking Wilson's an absolute legend, bro. Dude, no joke, man. He fucking pulls out the measuring tape. I was like, what the fuck is this? This guy actually did this? Oh my God. This debate was done on Rumble for a reason. No, you're right. You're totally right. It was. Again, I can't cover the whole thing. But because again, the debate didn't even really happen. Then they started arguing about about the debate. They had a meta debate, really. Yes, W. Andrew, bro. Seriously. That shit was fucking fantastic when he pulls out the measuring tape. Like, what the fuck? I need to see that again. That was so good. I got to see that shit again.
The average Arab's penis is about 5.5 inches. I'm going to represent that.
Look at Sneeko.
Here.
Sneeko's
Again, we're
face,
just
bro.
talking about averages.
Look at his face. He doesn't want to laugh.
Side by side so that you can understand.
He's like
the-
smiling, bro. He's like, is this guy really pulled out a measuring tape? This motherfucker literally pulled out a measuring tape. Lantern does a nervous water sip. Yeah, for reals, bro. He does. He's like, oh shit, this looks bad. How am I going to defend PDF right here? I don't know. We'll see.
the distinction. You see is 5.5 inches. You see this is 2 inches. Okay. To express what this looks like in comparison, it's very important that you visually understand this. In order for Muhammad,
Sneeko covered his mouth.
who I think
Trying to
definitely
laugh.
would be
Yeah, it, dude. Honestly, this is like an insult to like if Muslims saw Andrew doing this, which I'm sure they did. You know, and Andrew was in that country. I mean, Andrew would get totally deleted for just insinuating the penis size of Muhammad, because they would argue no, Muhammad's penis size is like infinite, right, or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
No, the guys could be in this guy. Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to be haram, right, and get knocking at my door from angry Muslims. Anyways, go on.
It's very important that you visually understand this. In order for Muhammad,
This guy's laughing.
who I think definitionally would be a pedophile, to have done zero damage to Aisha, which is in conforming with the Muslim lantern conditions of, quote, not hurting the girl. In this case, I would say Muhammad's penis would only be able to be roughly 1.8 inches in order to not actually 1.8 damage this woman.
Bro, so therefore, by y'all's logic, because you know, in order to not physically damage the girl, Muhammad's penis must have been around 1.8 inches to not damage her. Yo, just the opening statement alone, bro. W fucking Andrew. I was listening to this while I was at work. I was like, what the fuck is this guy really doing? How? Holy shit, that's so gold. It's fucking gold. Fucking gold from Andrew Wilson. Like,
Yo,
and I love
Andrew
how
with
he
the
does it.
W, bro.
I love it how he does it with a straight fucking face. Like he's being 100%, which is true. It's 100% serious. So Muhammad must have been around 1.8 inches to not damage her physically. The 9-year-old, etc. Right? Yeah, exactly. This is fucking great. And I love how he does the visual, the measuring tape. Like, dude, totally calling out the Muhammad, saying like, yeah, Muhammad's he has that small dick energy that women always like to tell men they have, right? So, Muhammad's walking around with that small dick energy, bro. Literally.
1.8, man.
Haram.
Hold on. This is the guy you worship. It's like,
Haram. Yeah, look, fucking cat's like, rest in peace, Andrew. What the fuck, man? That's
1.8 inches.
That's great.
Now, the reason for that is because we have the medical documentation of what is vaginal tearing and what vaginal tearing would be inside the wife. He was anywhere even close to the average, this would cause severe damage. So we either have to conclude the damage threshold that ML is talking about here is much different than how ML presents it, or that Muhammad had a way smaller than average penis. I'm willing to accept either correction. To further demonstrate the claim, you can find more info on this and the growth of the birth canal in adolescent girls. This is done by Marquisa Lavelle. She's a PhD. She goes further into why pregnancy at a young age is generally damaging to a woman, but it's also demonstrating the physiology in the difference of canals and the difference in penis length, the difference in vaginal length when it comes to people engaging with child brides. She goes into various problems of the pelvis during childbirth for prepubescent girls. And here, if you'll humor me, I'm going to give you some highlights. Again, trying to keep this somewhat brief.
Cheers, motherfuckers.
The size of the birth canal is smaller in the first 3 years, even past the first age of your period, than at age 18 years old. That's why we have a standard for this, by the way. People pretend it's arbitrary. It's not arbitrary. We have standards for a reason. If you even go by region, this is true. Basically, all over the world, this is true, that prepubescent girls are still going through puberty, and so their canals are growing properly. At 18, only minor differences are observable in the size of the birth canal. This is important. At 18, only minor differences are between women in any way substantial in the birth canal. Although girls with early periods are appreciably shorter and heavier, their late maturing counterparts at this age, there really is no distinct or huge variable difference. That's why waiting until that age is usually a good idea. She goes into the various problems of this. Now, to be clear, my job is to defend, to attack this position. His job is to
defend it. Yeah.
Defend it. Okay. I need you to understand that I'm not going to go with any whataboutisms. So if you say, what about the Christians, though? It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
That is for me to defend in the next portion of the debate on the Trinity. This is purely for him to defend the Islamic position on underage marriage. It is not to do whataboutism. It is not to say, what about the
haven't
Christians,
counted,
though?
bro.
What about them over there, though? That's all logically fallacious argumentation designed specifically to obfuscate away from the points which are being made, which is the justification inside of the Islamic worldview for why it's okay to have sexual intercourse with girls as young as 7, 8, 9 years old, why that's okay, why that's moral from their paradigm. I do not have to defend a paradigm here. It's not important that I defend a paradigm here. It's only important he defends his. The paradigm I'm defending is the Trinity in the next debate. So he can ask whatever questions that he wants in regards to clarification.
Wow.
Taking another
asking him,
nervous sip.
but it is not at all pertinent in any way, shape, or form. Whatever he thinks the Christian belief on this is, that is not what I'm here to defend. He is here to defend the Islamic paradigm. With that, I'll yield my time.
Okay, Muslim.
So it was pretty clear. He said, of course, I'm on the offense when it comes to this, and then you'll be on the offense when it comes to the Trinity. So bringing up Christianity, oh, what about Jesus, is not going to work because Jesus has nothing to do with this debate. Andrew could be an atheist and still have this position. It doesn't matter. Palpatine says, I am an atheist and have this position. Yeah, exactly my point. Again, Christianity has nothing to do with defending this Muhammad being a PDF file. Again, you could be a Christian, you could be an atheist, everywhere in between. Does not fucking matter. Palpatine's a good example of that. So, and Palpatine, please find Jesus, bro. Anyways, let's move on.
All right, perfect, amazing. I love the ending of his talk because it shows that how hypocritical Christians are. He's trying to put a new condition that we didn't agree upon. Is, oh, you're not going to mention Christianity, and that is not going to happen. I'm going to mention Christianity to show how hypocritical.
Oh, no, Andrew, okay. we give you 5 minutes uninterrupted.
Christianity for you guys. I didn't take a minute. And he's already interrupted.
But I think it's fair, Andrew. He did give you 5 minutes uninterrupted. It's completely fair for him to give his time in his opening statement.
Yeah, you're right, Shane.
Right, thank you for muting him because I didn't.
The goal is to argue from hypocrisy, which doesn't work to defend anything.
Right.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
He muted himself. Okay, same thing. All right, great. Now I'm going to start again. What I was saying. This is what we see. Christians trying because
this
they're
guy
running
just
away. They want to run away.
I'm just going to speed it up a bit.
Of all Christian history, church fathers, what they believed about the age of. So all of your argument about the prepubescent stuff doesn't work because that was not the case with Aisha radiallahu anha. In fact, the Prophet waited after he made a contract with her until she reached that age in which she was then past puberty, essentially, is what we believe as Muslims. So your argument is irrelevant again. I didn't even see an argument. All you did is just you said science says 1, 2, 3. This is what we have with Christians. They don't present anything from their own faith. They just with all due respect, speak, empty speech about, okay, oh, this is what happens when you have intercourse and then this length and that length. Where's the argument? There is zero argument that was presented. So on the other hand, I'm going to present actual arguments now. First, morality is objective in the belief of both Muslims and Christians. Morality sources from the Creator in the belief of both Muslims and Christians. So the reason this whole idea of the age of marriage, not age of consent, because Muslims don't have an idea of age of consent.
Oh, they don't have an idea of it.
They have the idea of age of marriage, and Christians had the idea of age of marriage, but it seems like it's changing these days. So this argument is not even an argument against Islam in any way, shape, or form, and I'll highlight why. First, as I said, morality is objective and it sources from God. In order for you to claim something is morally incorrect, morally wrong, you need to prove your objective morality, i.e. Christianity in your case, and disprove that Islam doesn't have an objective morality, and then in which then we can talk, is that specific actual intercourse that happens, whether that be before or after puberty, whether it is right or wrong, where did you bring this objective moral claim? As a Christian, you should find that in the Bible. So I will wait for you to present.
Because you have me clipped, you should get it from the Bible.
Tradition. But what is
That's what he's saying. Because Andrew stated that he has a clip of him saying this.
Do that,
no, don't clip me. Get it from your Bible.
Moral opinion, and we don't really care about that. Just like anyone else's subjective moral opinion. That's number one. Why this is not an argument against Islam, because you've not proved your objective morality. Number two, a Muslim can believe. Now we talked about me and my belief.
Could you imagine Muslim Lanzman talking you through a masturbation? No, I don't want to imagine that, dude. Fuck no. What the hell's the matter with you? Xavier, shut the fuck up. That's horrible.
A Muslim can believe. I'm talking
horrible.
Muslim. I'm not talking about myself. A Muslim can believe the age of Aisha was different than what we say contract at 6 and consummation at 9. A Muslim can believe a different number. Why a Muslim can believe a different number and can still be a Muslim? Because this is not an article of faith issue. We have 6 articles of faith as Muslims. No, number 7 is not the age of Aisha. We don't have that. So, an information about a prophet of an information about the wife of the Prophet ﷺ.
5 hours later.
So, because it has nothing to do with the Trinity, in good faith, I would just simply defend the logical position of the Trinity. What he's doing is engaging in, I have to do whataboutisms in order to defend my worldview. Also, even if I was immoral, had no moral paradigm whatsoever, and completely didn't believe in any sort of higher power nor objective morality, I could still be able to prove inconsistencies in your moral worldview, sir. So if it's inconsistent from your worldview and you advocate that it is indeed moral, I could still prove that without having any objective standard for morals at all. Why? You understand that, right? You understand how debates work? You have a proposition. My job is to falsify the proposition. I don't have to give you a counter proposition. I don't have to give you a counter worldview. Totally unnecessary, just like with the Trinity. A secularist is able to falsify the Trinity just as well as an Islamicist is. Do you get that? So can we have the debate now?
Yeah.
You'd like me
grabs his bottle again.
I disagree with the notions that you've made. I've not made a proposition for you to refute anyways. I was just literally giving my position a minute ago. I didn't even finish it because of the timing. So I did not give a proposition. You've not highlighted inconsistencies. You mentioned harm, and I've already told you there's a general rule in Islam. If there is harm, it's not allowed. Therefore, your argument falls apart. It's irrelevant. So that's not an inconsistency that you've provided. Talked about specifically about the Prophet's marriage.
Well, we haven't gotten into the debate yet. I need the agreement first that it's not necessary for me to appeal. Then, okay, can you tell me why it would be necessary for me to have an objective moral stance or give you one in order to find inconsistencies or refute whether or not inside your own ideology this is permitted by your own logic? Can you explain that to me? You know how logic works, yes?
That's what you're doing.
Okay,
brought the condition that we didn't agree upon, in which I cannot mention Christianity.
Yes,
you've never mentioned that.
That's where Sneeko is fucking.
I was on the phone. I wanted to debate the Islamic age of consent. You said no. I don't want to. And I said okay.
He was gish being asperging the whole time with his opening statement.
And I said okay.
And then he claims later that he didn't have an opening statement.
That's what you were going to defend.
Yes, you did. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yes, you did. No, you did say that. Okay,
I'll tell you what I said. You mentioned the age of consent. I said, that's the topic that you choose. I'll choose the topic of the Trinity. There was nothing in our discussion, which was like a few seconds, by the way, because we were not talking directly. We were talking through Sneeko. There's nothing. There is no terms that you brought. There is no terms. No, I was not on the speaker. You were speaking the whole time with you. When you claim that there is a condition that I cannot bring up Christianity, that was never brought, and Sneeko just mentioned that. To claim that this is the case, it's just a lie. You're trying to bring that up now and enforce it so you can try to pretend that you don't need to defend the Christian position, which is not going to happen. Either you're going to speak, you're going to represent your position, which is a Christian position as a Christian, and I'm going to represent Islam as a Muslim, or there's no point that this is not a Muslim Christian.
You're right. Then we don't have a debate because you don't understand the rules of debate or logical argumentation. I'm not going to allow you to fallaciously use whataboutism over and over and over again. It has nothing to do with the Islamic age.
Dude, I love that Andrew did not break on that.
Anything to do with the Islamic age of consent. Nothing. You just want to because you want to eat up time. By the way, that's very low tier.
Yeah.
And honestly, sir,
I'm going to do that in my time. I'm not eating enough.
Just gonna move in
Let's
here.
have time. I'll do it on my time.
For wasting my fucking time with this low tier bullshit.
Are you going to run away now? All right. Okay. I said you can have your time. I said you can have your time.
I'm here to debate why it is your prophet's a pedophile. I'm here to debate that.
Exactly. That's what you're going to resort to. This is the thing. I said you'll have your time.
That's what I said in my opening. I said specifically that your prophet's a pedophile.
Okay. Now, you said I said you'll have your time and I will have my time. I can mention whatever I want to. That's not eating up the time because this is my portion. You're trying to use silly excuses. I don't know if you even had formal debates. Have anyone ever seen a formal debate where people have time where someone will join? No, don't talk about my religion in your portion of the time.
Still have
Please,
rules, sir.
Don't do that.
You can't use fallacies inside of an informal debate. You realize that?
There you go.
Let's have time and have a discussion. If you don't want to do that, then
it's a debate, not a discussion.
We'll reclaim the time. 45 minutes on the age of consent. Let's start with this. Do you think that that your prophet's penis was about the average size of an Arab's penis?
This is a waste of time. There's no point of discussion.
This is not a waste of time. This is necessary.
It shows his character. I think it's good. It shows his character.
This is necessary to the conditionals of my argument.
Shows how much he's crying. He doesn't have a discussion time and can actually engage with the topic.
Question pertinent to the debate. I'm asking you. Can you answer my question, please?
Okay, but as the moderator, it doesn't make sense, and there's no debate that makes sense if you can't attack a position without establishing your position. You did your opening statement.
Totally
you said
that.
the
yes, you can. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Zero. Nothing. No clue what the fuck you're even talking about.
All right.
He can attack imaginary positions, which is what he's doing. Essentially, he doesn't even know my.
We established in the beginning. You've been this whole conversation. We've been trying to talk about the things that were established again before this even started. Before I took down the timer, you said that we weren't going to do the cursing and we weren't going to get uncivil like this.
Cursing.
I'm not cursing. Do you understand that what
you
cursing means? No, that's cussing, not curse. To curse somebody is to actually curse them.
Okay.
He's saying the F word? Really, Sneeko? The F word?
Sneeko does it all the time.
I can't say the F word.
You could say what you want to say, but it seems like this is a waste of time.
I mentioned the prophet body part specifically for a reason, and he exactly did what I said. There's no point. That has no relevance to the discussion. But he would bring it up. He would bring it up.
Penis size has something to do with the relevancy of whether or not you're going to have sex with somebody who's not even reached puberty. Really,
here's what I think.
Relevancy.
Here's what I think, because you're unable to allow the other party to speak for long. Is you can have your time.
Bro.
Is you can have your time, present your case. I can have my time, present my case. We can do the same thing with the topic.
No, I want you to answer my questions.
I've been courteous enough with you to allow you to
question. Now answer my question, please. Would you say it stands to reason that Muhammad probably had about the average size penis of an Arab man? Yes or no? Do you think so or not?
Or was it 1.8 inches?
To respond, anyone can go back and rewind the video and show you.
Okay, he doesn't want to answer the question.
Just answer the fucking question.
Culture, in which I said before he started his opening statement, I made it clear that if there was interruptions and it's going to be uncontrolled, we can have a.
Sneeko, invest in the debate university, please.
Oh, this is not allowed.
Please buy Andrew's program, bro.
But now he's crying. Now he's crying about it because he doesn't want me.
We had the conditionals agreed to before we ever did the debate. You don't jump in the
it's
debate. It's
wrong for him to answer.
Dummy. That's not how it works.
We also we weren't going to insult you. We said we weren't going to do the insults either.
Andrew. It's not an insult if it's true.
It is Christianity.
That's not an insult if it's true. You agree with me? There are dumb people in the world, right?
That's
right. We said we weren't going to do the ad hominem attacks, Andrew.
Now they're taking the moral high ground.
It's true.
It's all more high ground.
Now, can you please answer my opening question? Can we actually get to the debate, or can't we?
I made my position clear. Can I have time? You can talk about what you want.
Okay.
And then we can have a crossfire.
Simple question then. Here's my simple question to you. Do you think that it stands to reason that Muhammad, the prophet which you worship, likely had an average size penis for an Arab man? Do you think that
doesn't want to answer it?
It took us water like 2 or 3 times.
Why are you not answering my question?
What's up, Sapphire?
I will respond to you once the timing is done and we go to the crossover portion.
So he just wants to end it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Are you refusing to answer any questions that I ask you?
No, I'm refusing to let you, as you think you're going to dictate the terms of this discussion. That's not going to happen. And I mentioned that to you in the beginning. You might think you're smart and you can allow people to do. You dictated your own terms. I dictated mine.
Dude, I'm trying to
you
do the
disagree with
debate.
my
Can you
terms.
answer the question?
Let's do the debate. You have your time and speak.
No, that's
and
not
I will
what
have
we
my
agreed
time.
to.
And
Can you tell me
then
when I
we have
ever
different
agreed to do that? No,
I'm telling you now.
to the terms before the debate.
Which terms?
You agreed that this would not be a timed response debate, but an open debate.
I know. I mentioned in the beginning that if there is
You
interruptions, there will
can't
be
change the
time.
terms when I get to the debate.
Yeah, you
dude.
can't do
The
that.
whole point
No,
was
you
that
can't
there's
because
no
it didn't
time
start.
responses if there's crossfire, if there's interruptions, if we're going back.
But the debate
We could
never
do
started.
The way we started the debate was fine. Open statement, and then Muslim answer is by open statement. We
And
can
now
go
you
this way.
stop the timer, so it's
No,
not
we're
it's not even
going
a
that way.
debate.
We're gonna do what we agreed to do.
Sneeko got very fucking fed up with Andrew, and this is what happened, guys.
Is it permitted to lie in Islam? Is that permitted? No, you fucking lied. What you said was that there was no conversation before the debate where you didn't agree to no time,
Okay,
even though you
Sneeko is
did.
getting childish. If he's not gonna look, it's over here. It's past 1 p.m. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, if we
doing
can't make
this
the agreement,
childish
I'm
back
just
and
gonna
forth.
end this. This is not getting. This is not productive at all. I'll propose one more time. We can go to the Trinity, or we can defend this.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not. We never had the first part of the debate. Never had the first part of the debate. We're definitely not going to have the second part if you guys won't even keep to the terms of what we agreed to. No fucking way.
Okay, appreciate you coming on.
Right.
Booted him out.
And they kicked me. Fucking lying pieces of shit. Total fucking.
This is Andrew's after.
Won't even answer a simple question and then kicks me. Proof I got kicked? Sneeko ended the stream. He threw us both out, and you saw me and him together, me and Muslim Lantern, and then he jumped the call too. Nice. Total scumbag obfuscation. The reason I agreed not to have a time debate, in fact, there's a specific reason for that, is because I've noticed a trend of Muslims refusing to answer questions. They refuse to answer questions. Refuse. So I very specifically said this: no time debate. Here's the position you're defending. Here's the position I'm defending. These people are so fucking stupid. They don't even understand basic logical argumentation. They have no clue. No fucking clue. Unreal. Unreal. No, we're not. We're gonna have a debate where I don't have to answer any fucking questions. Oh, okay. What a crock of shit. Got my hopes up. I thought we were gonna have some fun, but nope, can't do it. These fucking people are the most disingenuous fuckers on planet Earth.